kidnap yung mga anak namin. Ibang ito yung mga unacceptable eh. Anak ko to, ayoko na pinag-iisipan na paglabas ko sa bahay ko, na kikidnapin yung anak ko. Ay, hindi pwede yun. Kinakailangan akitin nga natin ito mga kapatid natin Pilipino from other countries. We have to show them that we are serious in wanting them back. But we have to make sure that these opportunities exist. And I'm telling you this, alam mo ako Pilipino, I had to contend with racism in America. Mahirap ang buhay, kaya ako nakapasok ng Amerika dahil noong kapanahon ng 1989, kalakasan ng AIDS. Yung mga puting Amerikano ayaw humawak ng mga pasyente with full-blown AIDS. So ako kumukuha ng dugo nila at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Ako kumukuha ng kanilang ihi. Ako kumukuha ng kanilang endoscopy. Dahil ayaw ng mga Amerikano. Pero ginawa ko yun because I knew I was going to improve. I was going to become a specialist. I was going to become a subspecialist. But at the same time, 10 million of our countrymen are all over the world. Nakakita mo ang Pilipino, itapon mo kahit saan, they become productive, they become law-abiding, they become industrious, they become respectful. Ibalik mo rito, nagiging tamad na naman dahil hindi ko nga alam eh. So, ang katunayan nga yan, ang problema ay ang nasa lipunan natin, hindi sa Pilipino. There is no damage to our culture. There is no damage to our Filipino DNA. It's this culture of corruption, of impunity that's making us less productive.
Sir, punta na tayo sa mga sa second to the last natin. I'll be mentioning 5 topics. Tapos it's either you can say no, yes, or a short opinion. Okay po. Sir, number 1, sir, is reproductive health bill.
I am for a reproductive health bill. As I said, more important, well, not more important, as important as respect for human life is respect for human dignity. And hindi naman pwedeng status quo na naman. Alam mo, ang pag-iisipan po natin, the status quo is unacceptable. Palitan na po natin ang pamamalakad natin. Ngayon, tayo ngayon bulungan, walang sex education, walang no to reproductive health bill. Okay sa akin na no, pero bigyan mo ako ng ibang plano dahil hindi ito umobra. There are 750,000 abortions that happen in our country every year. Per capita, mas mataas yun kaysa sa Amerika. Ang nangyayari yun sa bayan natin, kailangan natin baguhin. So I am for a reproductive health bill.
Number 2, Secretary Esperanza Cabral.
She is an excellent physician. I think she's doing a great job.
Number 3 po, condom, HIV, and AIDS.
HIV/AIDS is an epidemic our country cannot afford. Mababankrupt tayo. Condoms will at least prevent a major outbreak from happening. Maybe 85%, 80%, but 80% is better than 0%. I mean, it's clear. You cannot be blind about it. Condoms will help prevent the spread of the virus. Kahit anong sabihin niyo sa akin, ako po'y doktor, ako po'y nag-aral sa Amerika, ako po'y nag-aral sa New York City ng kalakasan ng AIDS. And condoms will be part of the program to help contain an epidemic. Prevention is a very important component of epidemic prevention.
Church telling not to vote those people who supporting reproductive health bill.
I think that's very, very short-sighted. Una-una, huwag po tayong magmamalinis, huwag po natin akalain na hindi pwedeng mag-isip ang mga kababayan natin Pilipino. Hindi lang naman ang mga obispo o mga pare ang pwedeng mag-isip. Ang mahalaga, it is our responsibility to make our citizens become more enlightened. Give them the freedom to choose. But freedom to choose is contingent upon a formed conscience. Dapat pinag-aaralan natin yan. Ako nga manggagamot. Nakita ko sa PJs, nakita ko sa Amerika, lahat ng contraception, condom, abortion, lahat yan. I have completed dilatations and curettages dahil yung mga pasyenteng nagkaroon ng abortion hindi tinatanggap ng mga Catholic hospital dito sa Maynila. So lahat pupunta ng PGH. Kami nagko-kompleto nun. DNC ang tawag nun. Pero sa halip nun, my wife and I chose natural family planning methods. So have faith in the Filipino people that they will do the right thing, but you have to enlighten them. You have to educate them. Hindi na nga pwedeng puros utos lang, bawal to, bawal to, bawal to. Dahil hindi umobra. There are 750,000 abortions. Our maternal mortality rate is not only a disease, alam nyo, it's a lethal condition in some parts of our country. Mas malaking dihamak ang percentage na mamamatay ka dahil nagdadalang tao ka, halimbawa sa Maguindanao, o sa Sulu, o sa Tawi-Tawi.
Fifth question, sir. Ano yung current status ng public or government hospital dito sa Pilipinas?
Halos wala. As I said, we only put 249 pesos per Filipino. Ang kinakailangan natin sa bayan natin, mas marami sana barangay health clinics. In other words, the impetus should be on prevention. Ang pinag-usapan natin sa kalusugan sa bayan natin, hindi naman transplantation, CAT scan, bypass, and graft, hindi yun. Pinag-usapan natin sa bayan natin, tubig na malinis, bakuna. Can you imagine that? It is that primitive. Kinakailangan we have to focus on prevention, not on tertiary care hospitals. Karamihan ng ating mga kababayan have no access to tertiary care hospitals. Tapos makapunta ka ng tertiary care hospital, wala ka naman pambili ng gamot. Wala ka naman pambayad ng mga kanilang imaging tests, diagnostic tests, lab tests. Wala ka rin naman pambayad. So mas maganda prevention, prevention, prevention. And an educated citizenry will always be able to understand better through critical thinking how to prevent disease. Again, we go back. Healthcare, education under peaceful conditions.
Sir, there was Flavier, there was Loy. What will be expecting to
Dr.
Loy? What will be expecting to Dr. Martin Bautista ngayong kumaupo na siya as senator?
Correct. I would like to think kasi that hindi naman ako parang si Loy Ejercito who never really practiced. She was a psychiatrist, but she never really practiced. Now, Dr. Flavier was excellent because he was a doctor to the barrios. Ako naman kasi, I am a doctor who went to the same medical school as Dr. Flavier, but I spent the next 18 years in the United States becoming a subspecialist. Ever since I arrived in 2006, I have never charged a single Filipino patient. Wala pa akong sinisingil ni isang pasyente. Dahil ito yung aking pagbabalik. So alam ko what's out there. At nakikita ko na palagi na lang, makakita ko ng high blood, makakita ko ng diabetes, makakita ko ng mga naatake sa puso. Wala akong magawa. Ang akin na ibibigay lang sa kanila, ang payo ko at ang aking gandang lalaki. Hindi na pwede yun. Kinakailangan, bigyan natin ng gamot, bigyan natin ng preventive care, bigyan natin ng mas magandang nutrition ng ating mga kabataan. Karamihan ng ating mga kababayan ngayon subsist on Lucky Me instant noodles. Ano ba ang Lucky Me? Noong araw kasi mas maraming kanin carbohydrates. Ngayon, masyado na mahal ang bigas. Kahit ngayon, Lucky Me. Ano ba ang Lucky Me? Tubig, konting carbohydrates sa noodles, at katakot-takot na asin. Ano magagawa nito sa bata? Walang concentration sa umaga, hindi makaka-concentrate sa aral. Ano magagawa nito sa mga 25-year-old, 30-year-old? Umakit ang blood pressure. Bakit? Ano ba ang blood pressure? Blood volume multiplied by peripheral resistance. Umakit ang asin, aakit ang iyong blood volume, aakit ang iyong presyon. For the next 5 years, mataas ang kanilang presyon. Kaya naman, hindi na tayo nagmamahal ngayon. Nakakita tayo ng mga 30-year-old, 35-year-old Filipinos na nagkakaroon ng stroke, nagkakaroon ng heart attack at the age of 35, 40. Ang daming epidemic yun. But this is brought about by poverty na naman. Dahil karamihan ng ating mga kababayan, sinasabi nila 92% na ngayon ang D2E. Can you imagine that? D2E, less than $2 a day. Ano nangyari sa bayan natin? Kaya kinakailangan natin ng tunay na pagbabago, revolutionary change. And in my mind, Noynoy Aquino is the only one who can do this. You can never convince me Gibo Teodoro means serious business if he continues to justify defending Gloria Arroyo, whose policies over the last 9.5 years have brought us to where we are. Nor can I trust someone like Villar, who entered Congress in 1992 with a net worth of 75.43 million and is now estimated by Forbes magazine to be worth 40 billion pesos. Hindi ka pwedeng kumita sa politika. Politics is public service. Politics is a sacrifice. Hindi hanap buhay ito. At ako, I'm very passionate about this. Noynoy Aquino, I will lay my life on the line to make this guy win the presidency.